brief introduction has been given by Swetanshu about me. I started my career in 1980 after doing my B Farm, and I joined then a small company called Unique Pharmaceuticals, which subsequently become JB Chemicals and Pharmaceuticals later on. Now, when I joined JB Unique Pharmaceuticals, they were in a crossroad of information driven marketing, which this company was not. I will speak in details how a brand is built and building of a brand, and as well as we will talk about the inside story of Metrogen. Now, as we talk about the inside story of Unique Pharma at that time, say about 1966, etc., it started as a very small pharma entity in 60s, mainly as a marketing products like anti-inflammatory, antibiotics, hematinics, vitamins, and some antibiotics at a low cost. And Unique continued its stride in parts of India. It was not a pan-India company to start with. It started with some portions of Bengal, some parts of UP, then Gujarat, etc. By 70s, Unique wanted to make its presence felt as an all India player. Now, as the coincidence, they deployed some seasoned pharma people, salespersons in different zones. I was I met the people like BK Gopal, Mr. DK Ghosh, Mr. CS Mehra. They were very big stalwarts. They came from Pfizer and they started uh, to give a shape of Unique Pharma's products. They wanted a big brand which will become the face of the company. Really, they wanted a brand. They had small brands, but not a big brand to make the face of the company. Now, at that point of time, say about 70s, Mayan Baker had a monopoly on metronidazole under the brand name of Flagyl. It was a huge brand and it was an international brand. So every doctor who is coming from India, coming to India from UK, USA, etc., they were well versed about Flagyl. But in 70s, government of India regulation broke the monopoly of the big brands and Metrogyl was launched, breaking the monopoly. So struggle began. The struggle was huge because one hand you have Flagyl, which is international brand, and other hand you have Metrogyl, which is a very new entity into the company, into the market. Three stick availability was the strategy for the field people because three strips used to make a dose. So they were trying hard to go to a shop and make three strips available. That was the first strategy to make the product available, generate the prescription, and honor the prescription. This struggle began from 1973 and big struggle started. By the way, during this time, we started buying the confidence for the brand Metrogyl. We are making the brand remembered by the doctor. How Metrogyl was different? Was Metrogyl a different product to start with? No. Metrogyl and Flagyl were same, uncoated Metrogyl, uncoated Flagyl. They were all the same. Both were available as 200 milligram tablet indicated for trichomoniasis initially. By then, metronidazole was found to be effective in amoebiasis. Now, in India, during that time, the water, the potable water available to Indians was horrible. And many parts of India used to suffer from amoebiasis very rampantly. Say it Calcutta or Mumbai. Mumbai had a this problem was known as Bombay tummy. So that was the problem they had. The dosage was different for amoebiasis. Metronidazole 400 needed for the treatment of intestinal as well as extraintestinal amoebiasis, hepatic and other forms of amoebiasis. Now you must be knowing that extraintestinal amoebiasis is a very bad. It can cause death. The competition, apart from metronidazole, was available in form of etraquinol, nexaform, etc., which you people have not heard of also. Highly effective in intestinal amoebiasis, but they were not effective in extraintestinal amoebiasis. So metrogyl was needed because lot of patients reported about hepatic amoebiasis or amoeboma, or you can call it uh, amoebic hepatitis you will have. So metrogyl was there to treat amoebiasis for all that. But this maxiform or enteroquinol, quinidochlor, had toxic effects. What toxic effects he had? It started producing subacute optic neuritis, SMON, SOMN, SMON. They were having this problem. So doctors were slightly reluctant for the toxic. Yes, metronidazole had uh, side effects, but it was toxic effect. Flagyl, for some reason or other, they were very lethargic company, May and Baker. They were very happy with the Flagyl sales, and they did not market 400 milligram for a long time, say about 78, 79. They gave JV Chemicals or Unique a free time. Metrogyl 200 in gingivitis. Metrogyl 200 was available for trichomoniasis, that is a female genital tract infection. A report suggested, England report suggested that a patient given metronidazole 200 milligram for trichomoniasis cured the gum infections, gingivitis, and that struck the metronidazole mainly used for trichomoniasis, and however, it was metronidazole 200 also found for ulcerative gingivitis and halitosis, that means bad breath. Unique attacked this very hard. This opened a new chapter for the dental surgeon. Flagyl was not going to dental surgeons some or other, but Unique went to them and got the prescriptions. Metrogyl 200 took full advantage while Flagyl was found wanting in the dental surgeon's chambers. Then Metrogyl 400 was launched. It changed the game. It was treated, or metronidazole was found highly effective in amoebiasis, a disease so very commonly found throughout the India. It was effective in luminal amoebiasis, cystic amoebiasis, hepatic amoebiasis, used for life-saving conditions like hepatic amoebiasis. However, metronidazole was very bitter and was gastric irritant. So, what can be the solution? Metrogyl was the first company to launch a film coated tablet. Why film coated? If you take metronidazole tablet and if it touches your tongue, it was so bitter that you will have it. It is one of the bitterest substance of the world. The bitterness was masked by giving a film coating. Thereby, compliance was very. Then The metronidazole was micronized for metrogyl, and gastric irritation came down very thoroughly. Metrogyl thus became superior than others. By that time, Metron, Aristogyl all came into the market. Clon, a product which was marketed by a company, Dolphin by that time. They were trying to take the market like Metrogyl, but Metrogyl took strides and beat Flagyl and all others hands down, because Metrogyl gave us superior compliance, and the field people who were going to the doctors were sounding very confident to the doctors that this is a drug which will give them the results. There is enough Metrogyl 200 for trichomoniasis, Metrogyl 200 for dental infections, Metrogyl 400 for amoebiasis, cystic amoebiasis, and another aspect was we were taught, I was a representative during that time, I was taught that you will never give samples to a doctor minimum 20 tablets. That means at least 7 days course has to be given to the doctor. In fact, Mr. Hatangari many a time says that make the doctor addicted by the efficacy, and we took another way that addicted because doctors also suffer from amoebiasis. We used to go to the doctors and find that doctors used to say that, okay, fine, you give me some Metrogyl for me. Now, the tablet the doctor is taking, the tablet the doctor is taking, he will not write something else. And ample sampling, nowadays sampling doesn't matter much, but during that time, the sampling mattered thoroughly. Then Unique came with Metrogyl suspension. Metronidazole hydrochloride was again very bitter substance, and for giving to a children who had giardiasis, which is another type of protozoal infection affecting children or the adolescents, it was very bitter. Metronidazole hydrochloride. It was one of the, because if you give a children, if you give a child some sort of very bitter substance, they when the mother will be the spoon, they will just flip it away. But Metrogyl suspension avoided that bitterness by giving a new salt, benzyl oxalate, metronidazole benzyl oxalate, which was highly effective in giardiasis. You know, that hydrochloride was avoided, and metronidazole benzyl oxalate, a non-bitter salt, was given, and it was very palatable. It was very palatable, and nobody had that capacity to give metrogyl benzyl oxalate to them, to the patient. And we established a monopoly in the pediatric segment. It was an instant hit, if I be allowed to say so. Now, we used to initially buy metronidazole. Unique used to initially buy metronidazole from Flagyl or Manbecker by that time. If you buy something from a company, they will charge something higher. Our profitability used to hit. But we started basic manufacturing of metronidazole. Basic manufactured facility was with Manbecker, but supply was erratic and less profitable for us. Then Unique started its basic manufacturing facility, and we became gradually the second highest manufacturer of metronidazole in the world. Second highest manufacturer. We used to manufacture 400 tons of metronidazole, second to Ron Polleg's Pfizer, Ron Polleg of France's variety. We had this thing. Even the critical intermediate, which were there for metronidazole, was manufactured by at our Ankleshwar plant in Gujarat. So we had a very big uh, profitability, and you will always appreciate that the best chemical which was coming out as the first lot was kept by us. We will give the lesser quantity, lesser variety to the other food. One thing was very that we found that Pfizer was a very sleepy company. In fact, we were given some sort of a run by our Aristro or by Alchem. They were working hard, but they did not keep the pace because they had other priorities. Their antibiotics were there, and Metrogyl had a gay group. So almost 50%, 40 to 50% sales were coming. Now, in 1977, 75 to 77, a new concept emerged into the pharmaceutical, into the world of um, bacteriology. We knew that some anaerobic bacteria were there, like Clostridium tetani, Clostridium perfringens, or other Clostridium which are cyst forming, and they were found outside our body. But in England by that time, or in America by that time, they found a bacteria, a group of bacteria, which was not aerobic. That means they were not consuming air or oxygen. They were surviving on without oxygen. And they used to creep inside our intestine or into the female genital tract and lie low. And when there is some sort of an inflammation or a uh, fault over there, they used to thrive. And it was such a new concept, such a new chapter was opened that it was very difficult for doctors, high-end doctors like gynecologists, surgeons, or physicians to comprehend it. That is anaerobic infection. Non-clostridial anaerobic infection and metronidazole, the role started. We got the papers. We got all the papers about metronidazole's role in non-clostridial anaerobic infection from Main Baker. And we got these things. World knew clostridial infection, but non-clostridial infection were not known to the doctors, at least in India, when we are launching metronidazole as an anaerobic infection. And we had this, there came to sell the concept, very hard selling. Some of the doctors used to throw us out because they found that we are promoting an anti-amoebic for treating infections. That was too much for a doctor to digest. Some of the doctors, gynecologists, to say that either you are talking all nonsense or I am a fool. Like that type of statement is to come. By that time, we started understanding what is the role of a key opinion leader. We got hold of the key opinion leader. We gave the literature. We conducted trials. We conducted symposiums and make them understand that non-clostridial anaerobic infection is there, and for killing this, metronidazole is required. Non-clostridial anaerobic infection used to hide in the mucosal surface, and when there is a trauma over there, they used to proliferate. Skepticism was very high amongst the doctors. Very high. We launched Metrogyl IV, and the sales were not encouraging to start, but gradually, we started improving our sales. What is unique to unique pharmaceuticals was that anything about metronidazole, any aspect, whether this is gingivitis or any other infections, anaerobic infections, the company was not found wanting to promote metronidazole in all the indications, and the representatives were taught how to use it with the doctors with a particular indication. And the results were so encouraging for, say, for septic abortions or for burst appendix or for peritonitis. metronidazole IV gave wonderful results. That made the doctors understand, there is something with it, something uh, good about it. The challenge of selling the concept of metronidazole in anaerobic infection was accepted by the, I would say, the medical representatives very well. They were not going down in any way. They were always trying to do it. The concept was way ahead of its time as far as India is concerned. By that time, if something is coming in 1977, it used to take 1980 to reflect in that doctor's chamber. Okay, this concept was way ahead of its time, and we gradually, the concept was new. 1975 in the Western countries, it was there and was launched in 1979. We launched it in 1977. The surgeons and gynecologists were completely ignorant about the concept. Huge backlash was there. However, doctors who used in acute conditions like septic abortion or other things, burst appendix, peritonitis, got miraculous results. Now, the concept selling requires a lot of patience. It took years for us to sell Metrogyl IV concept and the anaerobic infection concept. But we were not deterred by the we. We had to spend years together to sell. We were slow and steady. Process gave the recognition as a knowledge. This process gave us the, hey, we are knowledge based company. We are having all the data, updated data with us. If a doctor was wanting some day, he used to get mails from the head office. Everything was available, made available to the doctor. We gained respect from the top-notch doctors. In fact, be it the gynecologist of CS or all other authors like N.N. Rai Chowdhury or surgeons like T.K. J.K. Sen, we used to get a lot of confidence from them. Junior doctors look towards as a source of information. Then Amitabh Bachchan incident happened. When Amitabh Bachchan in 82, 83, I think he got injured in his stomach. You will remember that. You are not born. Swetanshu, you must have heard.
I
During that
remember.
time,
Yes.
Amitabh Bachchan got hurt and he got peritonitis. And during that time, Metrogyl was used. And we went to the doctors and said, look, sir, this top-notch actor is getting Metrogyl as a in his peritoneal lavage, poured Metrogyl IV from one side and draining out from other side. Even we have seen doctors playing a drama in their hospital during Durga Puja or something other. They mentioned in their drama, have you got Metrogyl IV? I have a bad patient. Like that way. It real got the real imagination of the dog. Now, Metrogyl IV did not end over there. Metrogyl IV was anaerobic infection, and Metrogyl also for amoebiasis, giardiasis, and other things. Now, we had another thing is that a fixed dose combination of metronidazole and deoxynitride furoate called entamidazole was launched by Boots, and this gave a jolt because they were claiming that entamidazole is very good for cystic amoebiasis. So, deoxynitride furoate was an anti-amoebic which has effective in cysts. Also, it became a threat for Metrogyl 400. They were adding something. So, we converted this threat to opportunity by launching Metrogyl compound, the same thing. Only thing what we had, we used to give a very big strip, one 15 tablet strip, huge strip of Metrogyl compound to the doctors and say that entire anti-amoebic course for you, sir. So that was the advantage. We took that by advantage, that threat to advantage. Now, say about 90s, we found doctors are wanting a gel form. Why this gel form? They are wanting a topical. Metrogyl gel was launched first time because diabetic foot ulcers, bed sores, infected piles or fistula required topical application. And surgeons, diabetologists looked forward for this, and we supplied to them all these things. Surgeons, diabetologists, physicians were our customers. So you will find that this particular company who are supplying Metrogyl, they did not stop at Metrogyl 200 or 400 or Metrogyl compound tablet or Metrogyl suspension. They went into Metrogyl IV, Metrogyl 400 for supplement, and they made Metrogyl. The biggest compliment I received during promoting what we call photocopying machine very commonly, Xerox, isn't it? But Xerox is a brand
The
name. It's
brand.
a brand. It's not photocopying machine. We don't say. We said get a Xerox. Say about 70 to 80% will say get it Xerox. Same thing happened with Petrogen. When we used to go to the younger doctors, house staffs, they used to say many a times, what is the name of your Metrogen? To that tune, we went into the doctor's mind. We spaced ourselves that Metrogyl means metronidazole, metronidazole means Metrogyl. And we were the leaders, leaps and bounds ahead of all the companies. And we used to use this flagell paper. We used to use flagell papers only. And they were not Metrogyl F suspension, Metrogyl gel, P gel, Metrogyl DG4 gel, Anometrogyl creams. These are all Normetrogyl tablets, Normetrogyl plus tablet, Normetrogyl plus suspension. Now, here I have given you that where the things were used. Metrogyl 200 for trichomoniasis, anaerobic vaginosis, vaginitis, giardiasis, and customers were gynecologists, dental surgeons, GPs, and pediatrics, and 400 for amoebiasis, anaerobic infection, for gastros, gynes, general surgeons, GP, and Metrogyl suspension for giardiasis, for pediatrician, Metrogyl for compound for amoebiasis, Metrogyl IV for anaerobic infections, and Metrogyl gel for infected piles, ulcers, diabetic ulcers, etc. So this is the synopsis. Now I will just end my talk by saying that is there any questions from anybody
Yeah,
regarding
there is one question, Prosenjit. What did the metrogyl compound contain?
Metrogyl compound contain metronidazole 400 milligram and duloxonide 500 milligram.
Okay.
So I will say thank you for your attention and listening to me. Thank you very much.